and I tell them that. Birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
Decided to pick it up in the fourth quarter. We're right back in the game. I didn't think we did it, or we sustained it for 48 minutes, and that's a good team. So you have to do it throughout the course of the game.
Do you feel like there's kind of an energy shift there at the start of the fourth or in the fourth that led to that?
Going our way? Yeah, I did. I felt like we made a decision that we were going to climb into guys a bit more in terms of guarding the ball. We were flying around, giving multiple efforts, contesting shots, rebounding. So I felt the energy shifted. Once again, we were right back in the game, time score situation, and we just didn't do enough to pull it out.
And I mean, nobody in this league really keeps Giannis out of the lane, but what was difficult about going up against him tonight?
Well, the difficult part is that he takes those long strides, he runs into guys, and he gets to the free throw line. And it's tough to guard. You got to show him bodies early. But he's a great player. He's been doing it for a while. And, he's learned how to draw fouls, angles. The moment you're there and you turn your head, he takes off and go. So give him his credit. He figures out a way to get to the paint, get to the free throw line, and get it done.
What did you think of the job that they did guarding Z tonight? It seems like it just made things very, very difficult all night.
Yeah, they did a good job of bringing Lopez over every time Z caught the ball. He just came over to contest him at the rim and basically forced us to have to kick the ball out. We got open looks. We shot the ball well from three, not necessarily well from the field, but they did a good job of bothering him at the rim.
Not too many times I think JV's had 30 minutes tonight. Obviously, he got most of them, but what did you think of the job he did, especially getting you guys to a good start when everybody was trying to find their way?
Yeah, I thought JV was great. He followed the game plan. He knew that they were going to be helping off of him. He was going to have open looks. He took shots, knocked them down, unfortunately. It wasn't in a winning effort for us, but really good game for JV.
Yeah, we know about your big guns, right? CJ, BI, and Zion, but how much of a benefit is it to have a fourth guy who could put up the type of game that JV had tonight?
It's a luxury to have JV. He's a pro. He doesn't miss pretty much anything, practice, shoot around, games, whatever it is. He's a guy that's always available in the sense that he just guts it out, grinds through everything. And then, being able to settle us down, throwing the ball in the post to him, and JV's making the right plays, whether it's in the post or on the perimeter. So I thought tonight he did an excellent job. His decision-making, his ability to make shots on the perimeter was evident tonight.
Now this is your fourth straight loss, longest streak of the season. Just kind of, what's your message to your team to kind of get out of this rut and get back to the winning you guys are used to the whole season?
We'll be fine. This is how it goes. We have to be able to accept some of the bad with the good. We had 7 straight wins. We leave and have a couple of really tough losses on the road, come home, another tough loss, but we have to climb our way out of it. And the way we do it is, number one, our defensive effort for 48 minutes, rebounding the ball, taking care of the ball on the offensive end, just things that we can control. So we'll have a couple of days to get some practice in and get back on track.
There might not be 3 tougher defenders to face if you're Zion, right? Guarded by Jrue, and he's looking over, and Giannis is right there along with Brook. How do you think he did? And it seemed like he seemed to find somewhat of a comfort zone getting to the rim in the second half.
I thought he did good when he made the decision to go quickly. When you survey, you allow those guys to kind of load up on you, and they do a really good job. They've been doing it a long time, this group. But when he made quick decisions, he was able to get to the basket. I still feel like, Z gets fouled and doesn't necessarily get the same calls. And, still a bit frustrating for us, but we just got to stay at it.
There was a couple plays even in today's game where Zion would catch the ball and everything would be a little stagnant. Are there any conversations around, moving without the ball on the back end for anybody else?
No.
Coach, over the last 16 quarters or so, you guys have given up 30 points 10 times. Tonight, the Bucks were on pace to have their best shooting night of the season. What has it been over these last 4 games or so with the defense, just not being able to find its footing game in and game out?
It's a combination of, our turnovers leading to easy points for those guys or whomever we're playing. Taking ownership and guarding the ball, which is we have to be better at, and then sustaining our energy for 48 minutes. The last 2 games, both games, we controlled the game. We were up in the games, and we didn't do enough to win them. And because we're having highs and lows throughout the course of the game, and those are areas that we can improve in.
What's BI's status? How is he looking? Going to be happening anytime soon?
He's getting better, but it's been a slow progress or process for him. So we don't have an update on when he'll be ready to play. We're just kind of taking it, week by week right now. All right, thank you guys.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the flock. Appreciate you guys being them with us on this installment of the Pelican post-game report entitled Pelicans Fall to Giannis and Bucks 128-119, losers of 4 in a row. So much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. I'm Big Q. We got DC chiming in on this thing as well. Pelicans 4 straight, 3 on the road, 1 at home. We hoping they would turn it around tonight. It was a tough game against Giannis. Once again, the officials are a part of the whole spill, but of course, now I don't like the Pelicans shooting as many threes as we did, but but
need them at 40%.
Yeah, I know, DC, but you know how that go, brother. We are, the free throws, man. That's another thing too. We did hit 18 to 45 for 40%, but it's just amazing. And I think a lot of times the Pelicans toil in the paint a lot more than where we getting on the charity stripe. That's what we do our work at, especially Zion Williamson and the way they treat him. He was visibly frustrated today, and I don't know what the hell you do for these bastards to call the fouls. But we had that side squatch out there running around. He was making all kind of terrible. That ugly bastard was making all kind of terrible calls in there today, man. Just stuff.
Call him a Sasquatch. He kind of looked like the monster of Harry and the Hendersons to me.
That ugly bastard's call was just as ugly as he was out there operating. It's just horrible, man. But anyway,
it was man, listen, man, it's just tough watching this go down like that. But yeah, the officials, I just really just starting to really hate the NBA, man, with this officiating, man. It's no rhyme or reason to it. But then again, like I said, the Pelicans, man, if our defense was a little bit better, the big loss to this thing was, of course, the points in the paint, where they got more in it, 54-42. That was probably one of the biggest things that I've seen. But DC, getting into it, bro, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to give you quick thoughts before we hit the team statistics.
Yeah, I mean, first off, we got to give them some credit. I mean, Milwaukee is probably one of the best teams in the league right now. Arguably, some would say the best. So getting that out the way, man, they played excellent defense on Zion, along with fouling the hell out of him. I think that had a lot to do with the great defense. I mean, come on, man. For Zion to miss a lot of those shots the way he was missing, you know he was getting fouled. Some of them were good defensive plays. I'm not gonna lie, but just the amount of it, and then our, I guess, game plan, far as getting him involved, I don't get it. No moral victories, Jasper. But I definitely think moving forward, man, we got to find a way to make the game easier for Zion as a team. We just kind of would try to find a way to get ours. I don't think nobody thought about him tonight. And this was the one time tonight, I think, having somebody like B.I. or even Alonzo Ball, I hate to say it, would have helped a lot, man. I mean, I saw Zion so many times, had Jrue pent. He was cutting. They wasn't really looking for him all the time. When he was able to kind of get past the defense they were playing, and everything just was sloppy, man. We had so many possessions where we were out of control, especially on their closeouts on the 3-point line. We didn't play our best game. This was a winnable game, family. I mean, we did get kind of short end of the stick with the fouls, but it was a lot of this was sloppy play. We are undermanned, obviously. That's right, young blood. Larry Nance was out tonight. He definitely would have helped a lot. But I think JV scoring 37 kind of makes up for that. But ultimately, man, it's just a tough one to watch because this is the fourth one in a row. So we're a little sour about that, respectfully and understandably. But things gonna change, man. We're gonna get some medicine in the Spurs. The Pels go out and handle business against them and get us back on the right track, man. But I think this is something we can learn from. I like our team and our makeup and how we handle situations like this. Minus the Utah Jazz fiasco, we usually respond well to this, man. And the next team that tries to do this, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be prepared for it. When we play the Bucks again, we're gonna be ready for them.
Shout out to you, Alexa. We'll be opening up live stream lines for the Friday matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. All hell will break loose if the Pelicans lose that game. Let me tell you something. 120 to 128, 119. Let's get into the team statistics. Pelicans, 42 of 99 from the field, 42.4% shooting from the field. Bucks, 45 of 81 for 55.6%. Really good. From downtown, they were 13 of 40 for 32.5. Pelicans, 18 of 45 for 40%. Free throw, 25 of 31 for almost 81% by the Bucks. Pelicans, 17 of 24 for just under 71% from the charity stripe. They tied on the rebounds at 44. Pelicans had 17 offensive rebounds in the matchup. They had the 30 assists that Willie always likes to get to. They had 30 versus 26 by the Bucks. They outstole them 9-8. Once again, Brook Lopez and the rest of them guys showing you that how good they are defensively. 6 blocks. Pelicans had no blocks tonight. Turnovers, 18 turnovers by the Bucks with 22 points off turnovers versus 15 by the Pels with 18 points off. 17-7 on the fast break advantage Bucks. That's something else. And, of course, the points in the paint, 54-42 was also something. Of course, we know the Pelicans led by as much as 6 early, but then it was the Bucks just took it away and went as much as 18 on this squad in the matchup. So, DC, team statistics, let's get it.
You know, I'm gonna do something I don't normally do, Q. I'm only gonna state one team statistic because I I can't believe it. 42 to 54 points in the paint. We are a team that gets points in the paint, and for us to get outpointed in the painted, understandably, it's the Milwaukee Bucks, and they do that as well. But that's it right there, man. 54 to 42. It ain't the fact that we lost the point in the paint battle completely. It's just how dominantly we lost it. Unless we were able to change that, who are gonna win this game? And that's it.
Yeah, that's a stat that I see when I watch the game, and then I turn around and looked at the team statistics and see if they mirror or they connect. That was very glaring, was the points in the paint. It definitely helped out, and of course the foul shots as well. I mean, Giannis,
Yeah.
as we get into the individual statistics, we're gonna start with the Pels first. Was top man was Big V. Big V played as big as we anticipated him. I say anytime Valanciunas gets 20 plus minutes, he should have a double double. Well, look what he turned in tonight in a losing effort. He showed up big, 37 points in 37 minutes. He was 14 to 24 from the field, 7 of 10. This man hit 7 3-pointers. He had a double-double, 37 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists in the game, and even a steal for Valanciunas. He still managed to pick up 4 fouls, according to that ugly bastard referee. But at the end of the day, his game was awesome. Very pretty game. 31 points for CJ McCollum in 41 minutes, 11 to 24. He was 6 of 10 from downtown, 3 or 4 from the charity stripe. 31 points, almost a triple-double for CJ tonight. 31 points, 9 assists, 8 boards on the night. And, of course, Zion. If we could have got our regular production from Zion, his 25 or 23, 24, whatever he gets us, it probably would have made it a little bit different. He was visibly frustrated. He had 5 turnovers in the game and 18 points in 40 minutes. He was 7 of 6 from the field, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. DC, when he did get there, he hit 50% of them. So
he was wore out by the time he got to the free throw line. He had to work so hard just to get there.
Right. I understand that, but when you get there, you are going against this team like this,
Yeah.
you got to do your best to hit them. 18 points, 7 assists, 7 rebounds for Zion. He even had 3 steals, but the 5 turnover step kind of stand out in that loss. Trey Murphy, 13 points in 28 minutes from the field. 13 points, 5 boards for Trey Murphy. In the starting
I don't know
lineup.
what's going on with Trey, man. There's no way Trey should only took 6 shots.
DC, Herb Jones, 4 games back, Pelicans 0-4. I ain't putting it all on Herb, but I'm just saying. 9 points.
Well,
Hold on. 9 points in 31 minutes, my friend. 5 steals for Herb Jones, 2 rebounds in the matchup. And let me finish out. Billy Hernan Gomez came in, 5 points in 10 minutes of action. 3 from Najee Marshall, 1 of 6 shooting from Najee from downtown and from the field. 3 points, 1 assist, nothing shaking on him. Dyson Daniels, 12 minutes, 3 points, and an assist from Dyson in the game. Graham gave us nothing, 0 points, and Jose Alvarado in 20 minutes he couldn't hit the broadside. He couldn't hit the ocean if he was standing on the beach. 0 points for Jose. He gave you 6 assists, 3 rebounds. He was 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 5 from downtown in the game. So the second line gave you nothing. They gave you absolutely nothing tonight. And the Pelicans just didn't have enough to push past shitty refereeing and bad defense to take this game away. And of course, we go and look at their top guy, which was Valanciunas. And don't forget Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez gave him 30 points.
You mean Giannis, bro? Valanciunas is our top guy.
Brook Lopez. No. We're going to Brook Lopez. I said, yeah.
Giannis. You said their top guy with 42. You talking about Giannis? Yeah,
Giannis. Giannis. 42 points for Giannis, 10 rebounds for him in the game. He finished with, he was the top dog. And on top of that, he was 7.
Man, this man had more free throws than he did regular shots.
17. He was 17 of 22 from the. You cannot justify that kind of stuff. How could the guy get more charity stripe shots than field goals, dude? That is terrible, man. That's awful and it's ridiculous, man. And then they still bitching and complaining for Giannis to get even more fouls. It's just awful. You can't justify that. But anyway, Lopez gave him 30 and 7 rebounds in 35 minutes. Jrue Holiday pitched in 18 points and 11 assists, a double-double for him. And those were the three that carried the day. 11 from Connaughton in his effort, but really it was ridiculous, man. He look what it was, all him at the charity stripe. That's utterly ridiculous. And I don't know what you do if you're the Pelicans going against something like that. And a lot of these bad calls, it's just awful to watch. And the Pelicans, man, they just can't make that many mistakes, especially when it comes down to the defense. In the last 4 games, especially on the road, the defense not looking like it's supposed to. We got to do better. We got to do better in our fundamental stuff. And we had a lot of guys off the bench that just had terrible outings. We talk about several players that just didn't look good in the second line, that didn't contribute, that usually would, and the Pelicans more than likely would have won this game. But anyway, we didn't. 128-119. Go ahead, DC.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got the 3 guys. Obviously, we all know who they are. Big V, CJ, Zion. But I guess more than that, because I see what a lot of you guys are talking about in the chat. I'll touch on the Herb Jones talk. And you also mentioned it as well. And I had a point I wanted to make. Yeah, we're 0-4 since Herb came back. And I think it has a lot to do with you got to realize when Herb went out, it wasn't long after BI, right? And we've run a different style of basketball. We're running everything through Zion. I don't think he's acclimated to that. He's not an excellent 3-point shooter. And we just haven't found a way to make that work yet, man. Dyson Daniels, in my opinion, it was running a little smoother with him out there, or Trey. But, Trey's already in the starting lineup, and I don't know what's going on with him. When Trey was dropping 18 a game, I think you kind of make it work. But Trey seems to be in a little bit of a slump, I guess, right now. So Herb is not what you're looking for offensively, and the way teams are playing Zion, 4 and 5 guys in the wall. We really need all shooters out there. I mean, Milwaukee is kind of like a mirror of what we are in a way. I mean, they're constructed a little differently, but it's like looking at ourselves, looking at Milwaukee, and you see how they had shooters surrounded all around Giannis, even though they only shot at 30% tonight. But they just seemed, when they did hit them, they hit all their shots they needed to hit. It got a little tight the last 2 minutes, and Jrue kind of took the wheel and did what he did. But yeah, I don't think we need to take Herb out of the starting lineup. But maybe we should look at maybe giving him, I guess, less minutes with Zion, and maybe move a shooter in there more with Zion, to kind of, until we can figure out how to play these exotic styles of defense they're throwing at him until BI come back. But nonetheless, man, the man we talking about and who we saw get hacked to holy hell, Zion still had 18 points on 16 shots, 4-8 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks with 5 turnovers. And this is a horrible game for Zion. So that's saying a lot about the true dominance of Zion and the ability that he possesses, man, because this is just a horrible game for him. And he still had 18, 7 and 7 with 3 steals. So I don't think we're going to be too bad off right here, man. He did play 40 minutes, man. They wore Zion out tonight. We will see what they did again. So we need to be ready, because other teams going to watch what the Bucks did and try to mimic it. Luckily for us, they're not going to be able to hack us and not get calls all the damn time. And a lot of teams that really have the versatility and lineup that they have. Then you had Mr. McCollum, man. I know a lot of people was pissed off with CJ, but I thought he played pretty well tonight. He had 31 points, 6 for 10 from 3-point line, 11 to 24 from the field. He gave you 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Didn't get a steal or a block, and only 3 turnovers. Some questionable shots at times, a bad turnover here or there, but CJ only had 3 turnovers. Could have been a lot worse. I think with a little shell shock from the 6 CJ and before that. But I thought CJ played well tonight, man. We didn't lose this game because of him. I heard some people saying that when I was reading some stuff on Twitter and whatnot. But he definitely would like some of those shots back, especially that 4 foot behind the arc 3-pointer. But I mean, they didn't have a lot of time left on the clock at that point. But good game for CJ, in my opinion, man. Because hopefully he can continue to ball at this level, because we definitely gonna need him as long as BI's out. And then you got the man of the night, who also took 24 shots, hit 14 of them things, hit 7 3-pointers out of 10, both his free throws, gave you 18 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and only 2 turnovers with 37 points. First time this ever been done in NBA history. 37 points, 18 rebounds with 7 3-pointers. So kind of Steph Curry's stat line with some Dwight Howard rebound in there. You usually don't run across that combination. Great game for JV, man. Definitely a night to remember. I think it would be way better if it could have ended in victory, but unfortunately we couldn't bring it home.
Yeah, the Pelicans, man, really squandered Giannis. Is fantastic. I mean, Giannis. I got Giannis on the line with them stupid ass free throws.
Their names, both of their names difficult, bro. I see how you get them mixed up.
Now I'm thinking about them free throws. Got me caught up, bro. 22 free throw attempts at the line. I mean,
you was watching the Bucks game, like they game calls, man. Broadcast. There you go.
Yeah, I switch. I sometimes I watch
the Bucks broadcast. Huh?
Right. Sometimes I watch the Buck broadcast, or I'll watch our stuff, or I switch it up and watch the stadium feed. So, I mean, it's all gravy. But I mean, Valanciunas put on a monster night right now tonight for the Pelicans. It's just a shame we couldn't take advantage of it. But it was tough watching Zion get beat up out there tonight. But the second line just didn't show up, and our defense is still not where it is. And it hadn't, and when you talk about the defense, I can't help but to just look at it, the fact that the defense is stepped down, a peg or so when Herb got back. And I know Herb is considered our best defender, but we talked about this off stream, and I told you this the other day, DC, and we talked about, he's like, yeah, Q, they should have maybe kind of put Herb in incrementally, kind of rolled him in. You should, we had something going there, and we should have kind of rolled him up in there incremental type. We can just throw him in there, just straight up like he just missed the game or so. But, whatever we had that we were using defensively prior to him coming back, it's just him coming, man. I'm not blaming it on Herb. I'm saying whatever chemistry we had, it's definitely been interrupted. The defense just doesn't look the same. And of course, we talk about how different the Pelicans look on the road, but my goodness, they didn't look all that well at home tonight. So at some point, we're going to have to figure out how to get this defense together. We really are. Now, of course, it was a crying shame that ugly dog let Giannis go to the line 20-something times in the game, and Zion only went 7 times. There was no justification for that. At sometimes I'm be thinking like it's incompetence and what they're saying, but it's too many screens, it's too many monitors, it's too many eyes on the game outside of these reps for them to be getting to keep consistently make these poorish calls where they make nitpicky calls on one end of the court, and then Zion in the last game got literally smacked across his knees, in which he fell out on the ground, and they didn't even call a foul on that. So I don't know what you do. My last resort is to go to the arena and beat the shit out these referees, but you won't hear from Q in the Pelican post-game report for a while. So I'll refrain from that. So, I mean, it's just aside from that, I don't know what the Pelicans can do. And like Willie said last year, we haven't earned those calls, but goddamn. Still in all, I expect you to do your job.
We've been trying to earn them calls for 2 years.
Yeah, but I expect them to do their jobs too and be consistent. If anything, we're not asking the referees to be perfect. We're asking you to be consistent. That's what we're asking for. And you can be consistent with the calls that you are making. So, I mean, these calls that I've seen that's on the Pelicans, as physical as they play, they don't get nearly enough calls as much as they toil in the paint. How much Zion gets beat up, he should get at least 10 calls a night, the way he plays and toils in the paint. So it's just absolutely amazing, the type of from what I'm seeing from the officiating. But then again, outside of the rotten referees, the reality is that the Pelicans defense has suffered over this losing streak, and it's contributing to a lot of the losing ways that we're having. And of course, Alexa, shout out to Alexa. She always brings in the rest of the family too, but Lex in particular, she always dropping some great points on it. She made mention of the fact that when Zion collapses the defense, he kicks the ball out. Guys got to make the shots. So how many shots did you see tonight, family, that the Pelicans missed that were open 3-point shots? How many shots did they clang and miss? Jose was 0 of 5 tonight. Najee was 1 of 6. Trey was 1 of 3. Herb was 2 of 8. But Valanciunas, McCollum, and these guys were knocking those shots down. But you get an opportunity to knock that 3 ball down wide open as a pro, you got to hit that when Zion. If you don't, man, it just makes everything the more difficult. So, DC, last thoughts on that, bro, before we transition to the matchup against the Spurs, bro.
Yeah, man. We ain't earned those calls yet. Is what Willie would say last year, but this year he's calling them out, man. He's calling them out. He's getting sick of it. Zion's getting texts. He tired of it. It has to stop. It has to stop, man. I don't know why New Orleans is just a hotbed for garbage calls, man. It's like
I don't know what's going. Yeah, I ain't gonna do it, Steph. I ain't gonna do it, baby. I mean, that's my last resort. That's all I got. It's the best I can do is to resort to physical violence against the referees because I just don't know what to do. So I mean, at this point,
man.
I'm gonna send DC up there and take DC down there.
Hey, man, why you say?
I'm gonna let DC take some of the pineapple juice and throw it in their face, and maybe that'll kind of make them see a little bit
Stop saying shit like that, man.
Okay, my bad, DC. I'm sorry.
When something happened to the refs, they gonna come looking for me, you idiot.
Bro, you got a passport, they'll never find you, brother. You gonna be gone.
You dry snitching, dog. What you doing? But anyway, man. On another note, I think we need to, as a team, bro, like try some different things. We need to run different lineups. Like I could tell you one lineup in particular. Every time I see it, I almost throw up on the TV. I do not ever want to see the Devontae Graham, CJ McCollum lineup ever again in life. Just stop. Stop trying that. It don't work. It's never worked. It won't work. We don't need to play those two at the same time. So small things, man, I think we can make adjustments. Obviously, health is going to play a part in that. We're going to get a little healthier. I heard Jose, we look at Herb and it being 0-4, but what we forget to talk about is Jose, man. Jose has been hurt this whole time during this losing streak. He's out there, but we all see it. He's not really himself. He's still playing hurt. So he's definitely a big part of what we do. And we need him to be his regular self, man, and bring that juice. You see the bench unit is kind of lost a notch. They took it down a few levels when Jose got hurt. So that'll tell you there as well. I like to see Dyson Daniels have a better game than he had tonight and get more of an opportunity. I think he's very good defensively, but the offensive side of it, he's still figuring out. But he does it in a way where he doesn't step on anybody's toes offensively, and you can't just completely disrespect him. So I think maybe giving him minutes in different rotations, maybe some more minutes with Zion, man. I kind of see if the Dice kid is out there. I don't think Zion is going to be pinning somebody and not getting the ball if he has anything to say about it. So it's some small adjustments I think they need to make. We did run a different scheme tonight, as far as building a wall. So that's obviously why they had a lot of the breakdowns and the blow-bys. The Pels don't usually do that. So I don't think that's nothing to be concerned about. And we're going to play the Spurs, man. So the perfect team to be able to reassure yourself against, we going to get. So you could go into this lineup, Big Q, and tell them about who going to play and who not going to play, and let's see what the match indicators say.
Well, DC, before I get to that, bro, let me go ahead on and say this, bro.
Oh, shit.
No. but just to back up your point, this is Jose Alvarado's line right here. 9.5 on the season, 3 assists. This is his production over the last 4 games, the losing streak. We take a look at it, and you mentioned the fact that he's banged up. I mean, the last 4 games, the win matchup, and then the last 3 lose of the 2 losses against they lost to Utah, the Phoenix, and the Milwaukee situation. You look at what his production here, DC, and it hadn't looked all that good. You look at his points. He had 10 points against Phoenix, 118 to 114 in the loss there back on the 17th. But you look at his production, 4 points against Utah in that 21-point loss, and then the Milwaukee loss of tonight, 0 points. So yeah, he definitely banged up, and you looking at him, it's not the same energetic guy that we love, and you can see that he's ailing a bit. So yeah, I see what you're saying on that. And of course, our fire plugs like Jose, he's banged up, and Larry didn't even play tonight. So yeah, so that is good points to make on it, man. So we just have to get right. All right, let's move on.
It also looked like I told you this production meeting, man. Am I the only one who felt like it was looking like we was playing 1990s basketball when the Pels had the ball? But it looked like, the regular league when Milwaukee had the ball, bro.
Flash to current.
Thought I was watching Jordan in the Jordan Rules Pistons out there, man. But I digress. We can move on. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
Well, I mean, that goes to that's pretty much what it is, DC. I mean, they were beating the hell out of him up in there. He got mad and yelled at that ugly ass referee.
They foul Zion every game, bro, but that is the worst I've ever seen. Any game in his career.
Don't be mad in the Sasquatch, bro. That dude always officiates very poor against us. I don't know why that dude bring his ugly ass down here. Do anybody got a pair of clippers to cut his?
Bro, don't he look like he cool with Alvin Gentry?
Yeah, the mutated version of Alvin Gentry. Somebody pour some
that's Alvin Gentry
isotopes on top of him, and we got a Sasquatch half man, Sasquatch creature on the floor that makes terrible calls, man. But anyway, let's get into this preview between the Spurs and the Pelicans. Now, the Spurs did beat the Houston Rockets, so they're feeling good about themselves beating the Rockets. They're 10-20. That's right, 10-20 overall, 5-8 on the road. Pelicans 8-12 and 12-4 at home. So that's amazing, family. If you look at the Pelicans overall, that 12 of the 18 wins are at home. Damn. So home cooking indeed for the Pelicans, except for the night. Yeah. But Williamson averaging 25.5 on 61% shooting from the field. That always trips me out. Johnson, as you look, DC, Keldon Johnson, 21.1 on the season, 41.1% from the field. Portal, their top rebounder, almost 10 a game. Big V is up to 9 flat, is leading the rebound battle for us. And their top assist man is Jones with almost 7. CJ is, if I'm not mistaken, I think he got up to 6 in the previous stat line with 35 minutes. Now, Josh Richardson is listed as out. Keldon Johnson is also listed as out, their top scorer. So,
wow.
Also Larry Nance is there. So with him being out, of course, this is what the lineup's supposed to look like. DC, Trey Jones, Langford, and Keldon Johnson is out. So is Josh Richardson. So you might see Doug McBuckets, or maybe Vassell moves in there somewhere. Maybe Langford moves down to 3. But Vassell might move into the starting lineup there. Sochan is there 4 with Portal at the 5 position. Of course, Zach Collins and several other players that they have, Diop and the rest of them guys might get an opportunity to play. Blake Wesley. So this is the Spurs. This is not a very good team. They're 4th in the Southwest Division, but the Pelicans, man, they can take out all of the aggression on this Spur team. This is not a very good team, and the Pelicans could shake that losing ass way by demolishing the Spurs, DC. So let's make it pop. How do we get that? We're going to be home. It's a Friday. And after the Friday matchup, we open up the phone lines and talk about how the Pelicans got back on the right side of things. Right now, currently, DC has expected the Pelicans can take control of this series. I mean, they're already up 2-0. And then, of course, they won't see this team until what? For March, late March, after they demolish them on Friday. So 85.6% is the matchup
And
indicator for
March
the Pelicans.
21st, bro.
Yeah, so there you go. So the matchup predictor has the Pelicans at 85.6% winning the game versus 14.4 by the Spurs. Spurs gonna come scrappy. They're a Popovich team, but the Pelicans have too much talent and should be able to smack this team down. DC, let's go.
Right, but first off, shout out to C Step 100. He said the ref looked like Oscar the Roach. I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway,
that's right. Yeah, them damn
he
stupid
do, bro.
eyebrows.
He looked like
Y'all know I'm about to bring the
right.
pictures up. Go ahead, DC.
Them
I'm
damn
gonna do my picture
caterpillar
thing
ass
now.
eyebrows. But yeah, man, the Spurs, they're the Spurs, bro. So, to beat the Spurs, it's always the same thing. You know, this team is down on talent, but they always, you know, this is a Greg Popovich coach team, man. So they're gonna be disciplined. They're not gonna roll over, even though they're the Spurs, and we're most likely gonna win this game. The Spurs aren't just gonna roll over. They never do. They come from a good system, good coach. So you got to be fundamentally sound, man. That's the first thing. We got to box out. Can't turn the ball over. These things some of that tonight, but not so much. But the prior 3 losses we had, that's what was losing us the game. Even though this is the Spurs, you can't do that against the Spurs. There's obviously nobody to truly key in on. I don't know who they're gonna run the offense through, but you got to go in there. You got to play Pelicans ball, man. I think this is a perfect game for us to get a breather. God damn, that looked just like it. Bro, you wrong for that. Why you got to do this when I'm trying to talk about the Spurs? But I think it's the perfect game for the Pels to get a breather and be able to get back to their homeostasis, man, and do what they are known to do. We're gonna dominate the paint. Zion is gonna have a good game this game. We're gonna get guys involved, far as in their roles and knock down some shots. You know, I think this is some good medicine for the Pels, man. The only thing stopping them for these next 2 games is them just overlooking teams and not taking them seriously, because we do play San Antonio, then we turn around and play the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think we most definitely would be up for the Oklahoma game. Had some weird games with them, so I don't think we're going to sleep on that one. So they just can't fall asleep on the Spurs, man, because the Spurs this year isn't a good representation of what the Spurs have been over the history of that franchise, bro. So we go in there, we handle our business, man. We stay poised, we stay focused, we stay disciplined, and we play Pelicans ball, and we win this game. And playing Pelicans ball is dominating the paint, taking at least 30 3-point shots, and cleaning the glass, man, playing with force and pace. So if we do that against the Spurs, we definitely get the win. Well, yeah, Big Q, we can't hear you, bro.
All right, DC. All right, brother.
He bought my brother CT what his name was, CT Step 100. C Step 100. Boy, he hit the nail on the head with that one, boy.
Boy, you got
That
the
boy
comment
looked
of the
just
night,
like
bro.
he looked just like Oscar the Grouch, boy.
That boy mutant. That boy come from the planet Pluto somewhere. That boy ain't human,
Man,
man.
he don't come from planet Pluto. He come from straight out the garbage can. You see it right there.
That dude, man, it's not a human, man. This dude is not a human, dude.
Oh,
just like the dude that looked like Phineas. What's his name? DC Cam. What's his name?
Campaign.
Yeah, Campaign. You know what I'm saying?
Look at him. He looked mad too. He looked mad in every
these
picture.
are not
He
humans,
looked
bro.
grouchy. He actually looked grouchy in every picture.
Dude, this guy is not a human, man.
Man, if I look like that, I'll be messing up calls and shit too, bro. I'm just mad at life.
This dude is not human, brother.
He lives in a goddamn trash can, for crying out loud, kid.
All right. Tell me about it.
See what you look like if you lived in a trash can.
Probably better than that shit. All right, shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all being in here, man.
And we
gotta
thought
have a
that was
little fun.
eyebrows. That's fungus growing on that man's forehead, man.
It's a fungus. All right. Any reports on BI right now asking, tell me about it. 504. Hold on here, brother. I was looking up some stuff while you was talking, bro, before I started making fun of Tony, the Alien Brothers. But
Right.
yeah, all I remember saying is that he's supposed to be out, DC. I think from what I heard, you was telling me about that. Tell the people what you told me earlier today about BI's injury situation.
Well, I'm just speaking from a logical standpoint. I didn't get any update special to anybody else, but I do understand that BI missed about 7 games, and they were ramping him up to come back, right along with Herb, and then he had a setback, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do the math. So from the initial injury, he missed about 7 games, and he was ready to come back, and he had a setback. So I would say that will put BI at missing another 7 games, right? Logically, he's already missed 4, so I would say maybe about 3 more games, or possibly 2, and then we could see BI back. So I would say look to have BI back
Next year.
No, before next year. We're
When?
gonna play the Spurs, right? Then we play Oklahoma, right? And then we probably play a real contender after that. Well, Indiana. So we could possibly see BI. I think after Christmas. Wouldn't that be a great Christmas present, right? You have BI come back on the 26th on the Monday against Indiana. That's my guess. I'm not sure, family. Just using logic.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know about the BI thing, man. I did hear the thing about the setback you told me about, and I had looked up something about it. There's no timeline on him coming back right now. So, and they're gonna play it. I don't think they're gonna rush him back. This is something he had prior issues with that toe, from my understanding. So, yeah, okay. Lex saying it's gonna be January. I agree with you, Lex. I think we won't see him until next year. That's my call.
So you think we're gonna go up against Philly, Memphis, and Philly again with no BI, and then we play Brooklyn,
bro,
Dallas, and then we play. Oh no, that's going into January. I'm sorry.
Right, I'm
So
about
it'll just be Philly. It'll just be Philly and Memphis.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're gonna go up against him if he ain't ready. They're not gonna bring him back, DC, until they know that the man is good to go. They're not gonna bring him back. And the Pelicans, they do have depth. It's just out tonight. Like tonight, if we had our second line playing and a little bit better defense, we would have been able to beat this team. We would have beat this team. We'd have beat them. The second line gave us nothing. I'm sitting up here looking at the points. I mean, Jose didn't give us nothing. Najee didn't give us nothing. Larry didn't even play. So I mean, I'm looking at him like, yeah, our second line was absent tonight. We don't see that all the time. The second line's gonna come in and be energetic. They're gonna play well, and they're gonna give you something. We didn't get anything from them tonight, and if we did, we would have won the game. So I think the biggest sample size serving of the Pelicans winning those several games and then dropping the 4 games. A lot of that happened on the road. They're a different team on the road than at home, obviously. So at some point, like you said yourself, looking at Zion, what he scored tonight, 17 points.
18
points tonight. You had Big V gave him that. So, I mean, we had some really, kind of weird circumstances that occurred with Zion not getting where he was supposed to get and the second line not being absent, but Big V exploding for what he did and CJ did what he did. So I think we'll ultimately kind of work those things out because I know the team has the mindset that Willie has to keep improving and getting better. And they use these losses as ways to try to see if they can improve upon the team. I don't expect the foul situation with the referees to improve no time soon, but I know that the Pelicans defense will improve at some point. So I don't think they bottom out and get back to 18-18 or some crap like that. No, I think they'll eviscerate the Spurs. They'll step up and beat the Spurs on Friday night, and they'll try to build on that. And BI, I agree with Lexa. I don't think BI comes back right away. I don't think we see BI until 2023, bro. They're going to play it really conservative with BI until he's really good to go.
Okay. I mean, that is our hallmark, so I could see that. But I'm going to stand by my 26 timeline, and hopefully I'm right. But if I'm not, then New Year it is.
I wouldn't be mad at. I mean, DC, listen, I'm applauding for what you're saying. I think that that'll be terrific if he did come back for those heavy-handed games. But the reality is, you're not feeling pretty confident, despite the fact that we're on the 4-game slide, that the Pelicans break that 4-game slide against the Spurs. The Spurs is the medicine that we need to take right now, to get back to the winning side of things. And once they feel that win again, I think that'll help us kind of push forward in that thing. So just breaking the streak will be a weight off of their shoulders. And like I said, I think the second line will play better. I think Larry Nance will eventually come back in the game. Najee will step up. Jose will do a lot better. And Trey will have a better performance. And Herb Jones is the dude, I think, that, like he was talking about, mixing up the lineups. I don't think Willie does that right away. But I think
No. I'm saying all I'm saying is Herb still starts, but
yeah,
you maybe rotate Herb the first guy out. But obviously if somebody got it going and they cooking and he's on the number 1 defender like he is, that's probably not gonna happen, right? But if our offense is hard to come by, man, I just think it's intelligent for us to maybe put some other shooters around, take the pressure off of Zion. Big V not going to be able to drop 37 every time a team decides to do that and sit down on him. And when they do stop sitting down on Big V, as you've seen tonight, well, they're going to sit down on Herb. Herb, he's going to shoot, okay some games, but we've seen the 2 and 8 from 3-point line more than we like. And I just think it's not who he is as far as shooting those. You shouldn't be able to disrespect him from 3-point line, but I don't think Herb is the guy that's going to get you 3 to 4 3-pointers consistently, at least not right now. I definitely think he can grow into that guy, and he will. But he's not there right now. Maybe it's got a lot to do with coming back from the injury.
Yeah, he only been back 4 games,
yeah. So while we're trying to figure that out, I wouldn't say cut his minutes, but just get more strategic with him, depending on the matchup and how they're trying to play him.
Yeah,
play us.
Well, listen here. I agree with you, DC. I'm not comfortable.
Just don't
with Herb
think Willie gonna do it.
Yeah, listen. I agree with you to a degree here. I'm not comfortable with Herb shooting 8 3-point attempts. No, he was 2 of 8 for tonight. I'm not comfortable with him because that's not his game.
You can almost tell when he gonna miss them too, man. When he get his feet set and he's just kind of flat-footed and he makes those, but if there's any type of movement, man, it's a miss every time. Any leaning or anything.
Right. Yeah, and tell me about it. Says Big V was hearing the trade talks. DC, this is what you made mention of it.
Hell me. Yeah.
He said Big V was hearing
y'all still want to trade him? All the people wanted to trade him. Oh, I heard what was the guy? They say something about Kristaps Porzingis.
Man, come on, man.
Right. And I've heard people want
We're not getting no damn Kristaps Porzingis.
People want Big Cat too. I heard that as well.
Big Cat. Isn't he hurt?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that he could possibly, they might give up on that, man. The Minnesota experiment went so bad
to get Big Cat, man. Come on.
I wouldn't want him here. I wouldn't say it would be able to work. I just think how many high quality guys like that do we need?
I just think
got so many basketballs.
It's all these stupid ass reaches, man. I just think let's let the team get healthy because we still haven't seen them play completely healthy a long stretch of games. We got BI still hurting. He's a starter and your second leading scorer. So, let's see what these guys look like over a long period of time before we try to break them up and trade this guy here or there. It's just right now we got him where we want him for the first time in years, and people want to trade the guy for dumbass people like Porzingis. Man, get the hell out of here with that, man. Let's keep the team. They just be cooking up stories to have something to write about, man. That's all that is, man. That don't make no sense, man. Come on. Any critical thinking person knows that don't make no damn sense. And then Big V comes in and pounds them with this type of effort tonight. So, I mean, no, man. Let's keep the team together. This is the first winning season we had, DC. We 18-12, man. We don't listen. The Pelicans have played so well this season that they've lost 4 in a row, and they're still several games above 500. They're 18-12. We haven't seen 18 and 12 in this side of the season in years, and they won't break up the team to bring a dumbass. Well, I ain't gonna call him dumb, but a Kristaps Porzingis here, man. Come on, bro. That's just they just creating stories and stuff so they can write about, man. To have something to write about, man. Come on, that don't make any sense, man. Cut it out. Let's keep the team together, man, and keep doing. It's just really weird how people be coming up with all these fantastic trades and shit. We just started winning. We ain't been winning in years, and now we actually winning. You want to
He
break
can't
out
play
the people?
good with Zion either, bro. You know,
Man, come on, man. It's just, yeah, come on, man. This don't make any sense. That's why I kind of ignore a lot of that, because I know that's not coming from a position where that's like an intelligent thought. That's just something that's thrown out there to create a story, a buzz, so they can be relevant or trend some kind of way. Because God knows that common sense ain't trending. We finally got the team winning. Let's just keep the team where they're at. Let's see what BI looks in this matrix and move forward, man. Sooner or later, a time will come. Well, we'll get close to the trade deadline and we'll make a move. But as far as them breaking up the team and the team is winning and they responded to what we got, man, come on, man. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're trying to take it to the next level. We were competitive last year in the playoffs. We won't take it to the next level. We won't get to the next level in the playoffs. In order to do that, you're going to need a guy like Valanciunas in there, and Zion and BI and CJ and all these guys working together. Our second line playing real well. We got the correct collection of talent, fam. We got the right coach. We finally got David Griffin out of the way. He's not talking and making all of these media speeches. He's been silent. Trajan Langdon finally is talking, as opposed to we were able to stop Griffin from talking as much and being visible. And Trajan Langdon, we actually know what he sounds like, and he's talking as a general manager now. We finally got everything the way we wanted, and people talking about breaking
blow it
up and
up.
trading these guys here, man. That don't make no sense, man. I don't understand sometimes, man. But anyway, DC, let's get ready to get down here and close it out, man, on that, man.
Yeah, man. I don't have a lot to say on that. I think you covered most of it, bro. It's just I guess the proof is in the pudding, man. So JV definitely heard the rumblings. I'm sure Willie heard them, you know what I'm saying? And they needed him to do what he did tonight. So it was a convenient way to kind of have your cake and eat it too. Luckily, you know, it worked, but we didn't get the win. So it really don't matter ultimately. But he did, I would think, quiet some critics and maybe earn some trust from Willie Green, bro, to be able to close some games. Because I think if JV maybe closed at least one of those Utah games, man, we might have got a win. Because you're not going to kill us on the boards with JV out there. But, you know, he obviously can't guard a three-point shooter. So.
And don't forget the bad foul calls too, DC. Every time he gets out there and make a screen, they call him for these dumbass foul calls. And ultimately, bad calls take him off the floor a lot that stifle his rhythm in these games. So, I mean, let's add that as well. And Lexa makes a great point. She says people are just panicking. The Pelicans still have to learn how to win at an elite level. And that brings this thought to point. We're going to close out on this, family. Think about it like this. Remember, the Pelicans, they got all the way up to the top of the West in standings. They became the number one team in the West after they handled the business against, who was that? When they climbed to, who they beat? Phoenix. They beat Phoenix, back-to-back matchups. They were the top in the West at that time. Minnesota lost, and then the Pelicans claimed the top spot in the West. After that happened, the Pelicans then could not hold that position. The Suns went at them with the Jazz went at them with full guns blazing. Pelicans couldn't respond due to whatever. Referee calls, bad defense, a lot of bad defense, turnovers, all kind of stuff on it. The Jazz beat them in matchups, 2 road games. I mean, the Pelicans road games, but home games for the Jazz beat them. They went to Phoenix, lost. They come back home, lost. And remember, they reached that pinnacle where they became the number one team in the West and they couldn't hold it. It takes time. You have to be able to get to a point, understand what it feels like, and understand what it feels like when people are giving you their best shot. The Utah Jazz have been up and down pretty much this entire season. They really built upon 2 real solid wins against the Pelicans in there. They turned around and lost to who was it they lost to, DC? The other night, a team they should have beat, or they should have played the same way. But when the Pelicans were number one, they gave them the best shot. Pelicans couldn't withstand it. So I mean, we even though we look really good, we still not elite yet. We're not elite yet. Now remember, it takes you have to be a really good team to be able to take the best that most of these teams give you, because they know you're the best team in the West. Golden State at stretches have done that. Other teams have done it, even to a point. Phoenix has did that, and they have several other clubs that started where we are, and then over time built themselves up over time and learn how to deal with or adjust to when teams are playing you above what we know they're capable of. And we know the Jazz ain't that good. The Jazz was playing better than they played other teams, because the Pelicans was sitting at the West, top of the West at that time, and they took it as a personal challenge. We didn't respond as well. Learning lesson. So it takes time for this team to learn and grow, but they're heading in the right direction. Let's just keep them together and just watch and observe how they grow. Ultimately, they're going to become an elite team, but it doesn't happen overnight, man. It don't happen overnight. So we're not going to get instant gratification right away. This is a patient time building process, man. If we could sit up here and be patient when they was damn near tearing up the building, falling through the floor. We had a drunker that running the team, and then another dude who just came off the at the analyst bench and couldn't do nothing, breath stinking, eating rocket rolls and everything. And then we get Willie here, and now we win, and we can't be patient. We got to tell the team up, but we can be patient in the losing. Nah, man. But let's like they always say, the overused adage about what you call it, DC? Keep the same energy. When you was losing, you was being patient losing. Keep the same damn energy when we winning, man. We finally winning. Let's just keep the same energy and be consistent. That's all I can say about it. DC, I'm gonna shut it out on that. You got something to add to that?
Nah, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and close it out with that sermon. Preach, Rev.
All right. So with that being said, listen, I appreciate Lex. I see everything you saying, and I see you, man. Shout out to you. I see you, Mary Kay. Shout out to you and the rest of the fam, Gail, and all the rest of them. Yeah, and that's the real deal, fam. That's all I got for you tonight. The Pelicans have a lot of maturing to do, man. They have a lot of maturing to do. Dudes disappear for long stretches of time. You got to acclimate them back. And Herb's our best defender. You got to acclimate him back. He got to get his game right. He got to get in. As a team, we got to work around with him. Then you have BI yet to come back, and he's your second leading scorer. So the shit, we was doing all this with our second best player out for a long stretch of games. So eventually the guy's gonna get healthy enough to play along with Zion Williamson and CJ and the rest of these guys. And when that happens, watch the hell out, man. So keep the same energy, man. Keep the same. Maybe we need to put some damn shirts like that together.
Man, that's
I'm gonna put DC's face on the shirt. Say keep the same energy.
Keep the same energy.
There you go.
Why is my face on there? I don't ever say that shit.
I was gonna say positive vibes or Irie vibes. That's what I was actually going. Probably like Irie vibes, like Irie vibes. Anyway,
I guess you couldn't land that one.
No, I tried, bro. I tried. Give me points for trying, brother. All right, Lexa says, when was the last time the Pelicans were number one in the West, Big Q and DC? Oh man, when was the last time DC? This was years ago.
I think we reached it for a brief time in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, when we had that we had like a 10-game win streak, but it was very short-lived. I don't even know if we made it a week.
I don't know.
We got to look that up, man, to make sure. But I think in 2018 we did, because we had a 10-game win streak, man. We were pretty much riding high. And I remember DeMarcus Cousins got hurt, and we kept it going for a little while. Ultimately made the playoffs, but I think we were number one, but it was very short-lived.
I don't know, DC. From what I'm seeing, they're saying they're going all the way back to 08. They're saying for the first time since 08, the Pelicans are number one team in NBA Western Conference standings. 2008 is what I'm saying. And this is from the article is from WDSU. When they saying it, and this let me see, hold on. They saying this was done not too long ago, but it was saying, here it is right here, Alexa. Here go your answer right here, baby. This is from WDSU Channel 6, right here, giving you the information. It said via reaction, for the first time since 08, the Pelicans are number one in the Western Conference standings. So there you go. 2008 is the last time the Pelicans were number one in the West. 2008. That's absolutely amazing. And it was, like you said yourself, DC, it was short-lived. We got up there and then we lost 4 straight games and went on down. So
Well,
yeah,
I just had to take a one off of the. And
yeah,
I got it.
yeah. I knew
Just take
it was
10 years off. Just take 10 years off. That's all.
yeah. That was
God damn, that's a long
time ago.
ass time, bro.
It's a long time ago, man. So you see what we saying, fam? That's 2008, the last time that happened. You know, so I mean, we on the right path. We on the right path.
Oh, definitely.
All right. So with that being said, let me get on out of here. Let me ask the family members to do 2 things, fam. Actually, 3 things. Number 1, hit the like button. If you hadn't already hit it, hit the subscribe button. Number 2, and also feel free to share the show's stream on your social media feed. And the 4th thing, also please, like DC never can keep it to 3. You always got to throw a 4th one in there. Number 4, please feel free to hit the description section below and check out the Pel Shop. We got deals going on, 25% off during the holidays. So if you want to help out the shop and look real stylish while doing it and help the platform, get you some merch. Check it out. Coffee cups, clothing, all kind of stuff is at the Pel Shop. Link in the description section below. We doing it. So with that being said, we're gonna get out on that. DC, shout out to you, my brother. I'm gonna see you on Friday.
All right, Flockers.
Shout out to the rest of you guys as well. You guys have a great rest of the next couple of days, and we'll see you guys on the recap of the Pels and the Spurs matchup, where we will open up the phone lines. We will be looking forward to seeing you. Hopefully, we
open them up on Thursday.
No, in the game Friday, DC.
No, the Spurs game is Thursday, and I think we got a back-to-back. So we play Oklahoma City the next day on Friday.
Okay, so that's Friday. Okay, I got you, bro. Okay, yeah, well, Friday it'll be. Well, let's do it Friday. Okay. All right, so with that being said, we'll open them up on Friday just to clear it up. Okay, y'all. We'll do the Friday thing. We'll recap the game and then the Spurs matchup, and then we'll recap the Thunder, and then we'll open up the lines on the Thursday broadcast. Okay, so hopefully we can see some of our ladies getting that. Alexa, hope you can chime in, and the rest of the family members drop some game on us about your Pelicans. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna holler at y'all on the flip side. Much love to y'all, and go Pels.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelican, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com.